Okay. Whew. Well, here we are. It is equinox, new moon, Aries season, lots of energy. I was kind of knocked on my ass today. Anybody else? Just like it did not do. It did not do well. Yeah. I I don't know. Yeah, Tiffany says same yesterday and today. I felt okay yesterday actually. I was kind of excited because it felt like my energy was coming back. But remember when I told you guys that I got my period on Saturday instead of today? That is why, because if I had gotten my period today, I think I would have just died. So now I'm ready, I feel much better. Um, it's going to be interesting. I had to do what I did not want to do. Yes. And Claudia says, not me personally, but people were so disconnected. I haven't even seen people's today and they still wore me out. You know, it's kind of how I'm feeling. Hi to everybody joining on TikTok. Hi, NovaZip. Hello, hello, hello. So my plan for today is to keep it short and sweet. We're going to talk a little bit about the energies that are happening right now and then kind of lead you guys through an activation meditation to clear off some old energy and prepare you for this new influx of energy. Sound good? I am recording this. And for my people who are in workshop, I will upload this to the normal spot for you guys if you need to see it again or want to do the meditation again. First, let's talk about all of the energies mixing today. So we've been talking for a minute about how this week is the beginning of the ramp up again. So we had like a 4 to 5 day period of time where things, I'm not going to say things calm down because that doesn't really work either, but it was more like a energy shift release kind of thing where things slightly chilled for just a hot second. Now we're ramping up again. And this week we click from Pisces watery energy into Aries primordial fire. This is such a massive shift every year because it's going from the 12th house to the first house. So it truly is the beginning of the astrological new year. It's the beginning of a new cycle for us. It's spring, at least on this side of the hemisphere. And it is finally that go time that we've been hearing about since January. But take a second and just kind of see for yourself how much has happened for you, to you, around you since January. Because I'm going to guess you are in a wildly different energetic space than you were when we started 2023. Yes? No? Maybe? Maybe some like very significant changes may have taken place. Maybe you look at the world completely differently. For me, it feels like so different, and yet did time pass at all? I'm having trouble with like figuring that out, but I know it. Claudia says huge changes. Tiffany says yes. Anna says yes, 100% different. So much it's ridiculous. Significant, boom, quantum, all the big words. So we've had a massive, massive jump. Okay. And the big push behind that jump is like the foundation underneath everything, that undercurrent is really to assist us in moving from rooting things from a place of fear, from that being our foundation, moving into a place of love. And I don't mean that in like a rainbows and kitten kisses type of love way. It's really a foundational element way where what is your motivating factor? Right now, fear is the motivating factor or has been the motivating factor. Fear, like you go to work because you fear not having money to pay your bills. You eat this and this because you fear getting sick and dying. You put on sunscreen because you fear burning your skin and getting cancer. Like everything is motivated by fear. And that is exhausting and unsustainable anymore. So the shift is moving into a place where love motivates you. And what does that even mean? What does it look like? What does it feel like? I mean, that's a question for you, because it's going to feel like what it feels like to you. I don't know what that is for you. But if we were to make some educated guesses on what that's going to feel like, if it's fear that we're moving from, what would the opposite feel like? It would feel like, oh, I want to do this because it's going to make me feel good. Oh, I want to do this because it makes my heart feel bigger to do it. Oh, I want to be around this person because I light up when I'm around them. Oh, I want to do this task because it's going to make something happen for me that's going to be so great. Like, it's changing the motivation instead of like, fuck, I better do it, to I really want to do this because it's gonna be great. Some really amazing things are going to happen. Now, changing your foundation, like your foundational belief system, is is a little bit of a deal. It's kind of a process, right? So if you are not in a space right now where you're like, that makes a lot of sense, I can just do that today, that's okay. I don't think any of us are. Pick one small piece and focus at that, right? One little corner of the picture is all you need to focus on at a time. So if there's one small thing you can do in a day that shifts you out of a fear energy and into a love energy, good, awesome, you did it. You can check off your box if that's your thing. So definitely moving into that shift, right? So that's where we are. And that's happening both collectively and for us personally. And you would think like, oh, that must be a very harmonious shift. No, it's very violent. It's going to be insane for a while, because moving from fear to love is just a huge monumental tower energy type of shift. And there's going to be debris, and there's going to be pushback, and there's going to be some cranky people who don't want that to happen. So that's okay. We're focusing on how that affects you in your personal life right this moment, because that is the ripple that's going to spread outward. So how do you shift in your mind from fear-based to a love-based? And because words are important, if saying fear-based and love-based does not work for you, find a term that does feel good. Find a term that doesn't make you have a body pushback. For me, when I say love-based, I have a little bit of a mixed reaction, because I have an old program that kind of tells me calling something love-based is stupid and childish. So I had that in the back of my mind, like, that sounds kind of stupid. But my current programming, like how I feel right now, knows that that's a perfect term for it. And I want to be able to use that term. I want to be able to use the term love in a more expressive and all-encompassing way, not just keep my programs about it. So it tests my boundaries for me. But just know that, like, it doesn't matter if I call it that. Find something that works for you, that feels really good for you, that feels like what the opposite of fear-based would be like for you. So back to energy movements. If you are kind of tracking that, right? This is the on-ramp. So this is going to be the fun part where you watch me try to figure out where we are in the calendar, even though it should be very obvious. Okay, we're March 21st. Amanda's like, yeah, March 21st. And the big energy shift that we're like gearing up to hit, like the next big point, is in 10 days. That's March 31st. Okay. So like when I say we're climbing, I really mean it so very much. So we're heading up. This is a big shift already, moving into Aries season. It's like going steadily upwards. We're going to hit a big boom on the 31st. Okay. And then we will have what I'm thinking anyway. It feels like a slight lull, but it's not a massive lull. We started about 11 minutes ago. It's not a massive lull, but just something to kind of give you a breath, okay? And then we're going to start eclipse season. Yes. Okay. And that will officially start on April 20th. And let's see what we're starting that with. Me being prepared. Okay, so April 20th, we have the total solar eclipse, and then we have the lunar eclipse on May 5th, okay? So that's going to be that 2-week period of massive massive jumping. Okay. So what's going to happen to us between now and mid-May? Like everything. So everything that you've been percolating on, seeding, making massive life decisions about so that you can put yourself where you need to be, all of that stuff, all of them moving around. By the time we hit mid-May and we've gone through eclipse season, you will be there. Like some of you will physically be there. I'm going to physically be there. We are moving literally into that new space. If you've been kind of waiting to hear back about something, and I know a lot of you guys are starting businesses and like, okay, is this the thing to go with? Is that the thing to go with? By the time we hit mid-May, a lot of those things are going to be so clear for you. You'll know this is not for me, but this is a full go, full body yes. And remember, let's only say like yes to the full body yeses. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, do we really have time anymore for the maybe? Maybe. No, it's either like a hell yes or a very hell no. Okay, at this point. Otherwise, why waste your energy, right? Like, to do what? You're good, right? So it's going to be massive. Eclipse seasons are always massive, but as we rise up in our own consciousness and break free of old programs, it just gets bigger because we're more in alignment with the natural energies of the actual world we're living in, as opposed to being very separate from it. Okay. That's really the only difference. It's not like these things haven't been there before. It's your recognition of them allows them to be very real for you. And your understanding of them allows them to make a difference in your life in a way that they couldn't before, because we do participate in the creation of our own reality. If you staunchly believe that something isn't real, you will never experience its reality. Even if somebody shoved it in front of your face, you will say, no, here are 8,000 reasons why that's not happening. We're literally seeing that happening right now in this world. That is a huge thing. So as you change your perceptions and open to new realities and possibilities, those things will become more real to you. Okay. So it's not that these energies are new, although they're more powerful right now than they have been for a while. It's just that you're able to perceive them in a different way. That's all. And that will continue happening as you decide you want to, as you open up to those things. And that's how you create your own adventure. That's how you do this world, is you open up to new possibilities and decide what's real to you and what's not real to you. And it doesn't matter what other people think are real to them, as long as we can all have some manners and allow our individual realities not to cause massive issues between each other, right? That's the difference from moving from fear-based to love-based. Fear-based to love-based. Now, the other thing that I wanted to tell you about this energy was what? We have eclipse season. Oh, let me pause. Does anybody have any questions about anything so far? Or just life in general? It's good to see your face, Cindy. Very pretty. You know, seeing some OGs on here. I love it. Okay, so it looks like we're good, right? Okay. So with all of that being said, this massive shift that we're in, a few questions for you to think about before we get into the energy work portion of tonight. It's March 21st. In 10 days, we'll hit that really big energy shift. This is a really good time for the proverbial seed planting. It's the most excellent of times. Imagine anything you seed at this time is going to be supercharged with magic soil, okay? Any seedlings you currently have, you are allowed to replant in this new soil. Think of this new soil as an updated understanding. So anything you've been seeding that's kind of starting to sprout and you're seeing the little things, you're allowed to take those now and put them in this new soil, which is your new leveled up understanding of energy. So what are you seeding? And what little seedlings are already popping up? What energies are you feeling? What possibilities are starting to swirl around you? What are you excited for in your life right now? And if that's a strange question to ask it harder. What are you excited about in your life right now? What brings you joy? What makes you say, ooh, I kind of can't wait to do that? What is stirring you at this time? You obviously don't have to put it in the comments, but just think about it. Think about it. Can everybody locate something that's making them feel that way? That's like, ooh, all right, there's something happening. Even if it's not as tangible as you maybe would like right now, do you feel like almost just like that hint of it, that glimmer of it? Like, yeah, it's coming. There's something happening. Okay, good. So what we're going to do tonight, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do and probably like do nothing like it, but I've been thinking about this all day. So we'll see what happens. But we're going to do a guided meditation that is going to assist us in dropping away all of the like loose skin that like Pisces season kind of brought to the surface. And like, do you know what I'm talking? Not loose. Is it loose? Yeah, no, loose. Like when you exfoliate and like you have all the gritty stuff on your skin, we're going to get rid of all that. Okay. Going to clear it off and get ready to step into fire season. So moving from that, this was such a different Pisces season, you know, like usually Pisces season doesn't, I don't know, it doesn't twist me up so much. It doesn't like make, like I'm always like, oh, great Pisces season. But this time it was really a little violent, you know, and kind of like, oh, you thought I didn't have a lot of power, whoop, you know, and then you're like, oh, all right, did I like that? You know, that kind of thing. So it's very, very powerful energy, and it ought to be. It was almost meant to humble us, quite honestly, because we were sleeping on Pisces, right? Like, oh, it's so sweet and watery and it rules dreams and nightmares. So, you know, like, okay, all right. So moving from that deep, deep, watery disconnectedness, almost like you're almost in your own little bubble of things happening, into another violent energy, which is primordial fire, the birth fire. It's like, wow, one is quieter. It's muffled. When you're underwater, you don't hear things as loudly, right? It's just like a low hum to everything. When you come out of the water and it's Aries season, it's like volcanoes going off. It is very loud. It's dry. It's hot. It's harsh. Like it's very abrasive if you're not prepared for it. But it's okay because we all want to dry off a little bit. So it's going to be fine. So this meditation is meant to help you move that energy off and step into this new space. Now, there's nothing you need. And if you've never done meditation or activation with me before, I don't think you'll need anything. You should be fine. I would prefer it for this time if you are seated, not laying down. And if you are a person who really prefers laying down, then that's absolutely fine. But here is my rationale for that. If you think about your energetic position when you are seated versus when you are laying on the ground. When you're seated, you're very open and aware and alert and conscious, okay? This is the spot for conscious receiving. When you lay down to do meditation, you move yourself into more of a, it's not in some unconscious, but it's softer and more receptive. It's not as alert. It's like, I'm going to go into this nice deep trance and I'm going to be held by the earth and I'm going to let the energies just waft over me, right? Sitting up is more business. Like you are directly connected above, your spine is straight down, hips are grounding you in. I don't usually have my feet on the floor, to be honest with you. I don't like having my feet on the floor as a person. But if you do, if you like to feel that rooted feeling through your feet, you can do that. I apparently like to feel it through my butt, but however you like to do it. Okay. So seated, get cozy, tell the kids to be quiet for a second if you need to. and we will get going. Hi on TikTok. How long will the meditation be? I don't know. Not too long. I would say probably, if I were to guess, let's say 8 to 10 minutes, if that. Usually that's usually what it is, but I don't know. Okay. All right, my friends. Go ahead and close your eyes. Take any movements that your body needs to take, just loosen that up a little bit. Take a moment to check in with your jaw. Loosen up that jaw a little bit. And let's all find our neutral position for our head. And let's do that by very gently taking your shoulders, pulling them back. Okay. Take your chin, slowly drop it down to your chest. Gently roll your left ear to your left shoulder. Back down to the front again. Other side, very gentle. Now back down to the front. Slowly lifting your chin up as you keep your shoulders back and letting it just stop where it feels natural. Beautiful. All right. Take a moment, settle in. Check in with your belly and ask your belly to soften and relax. So take a nice deep breath in through your nose, really slow. And exhale just as slow through your mouth. Deep breath in. And out. One more time, deep breath in. And out. And just as a note, if you are a person who has any issues with guided meditation where you feel like you can't visualize it, it doesn't work for you, I would just ask you to be very still and soft and just receive and trust that you'll get what you need to get from this evening. Taking a moment now to call your energy to this present moment and back into your body. Calling your energy in from the past and from the future. Calling your energy in from the day, from places you visited, from people you've spoken to, and from things you've touched. Breathing all of your energy in, deep breath in. And as you exhale, allowing that energy to reintegrate into your body and your field. Deep breath in, call that energy in. And exhale, reintegrate it. And one more time, deep breath in. And exhale. Beautiful. All right. Allowing your breath to go back to normal. Checking in with your body. And as always, when you're in this seated position, connected to so much energy, if you feel any movements your body wants to take, please let yourself do that. You need to be completely still. I want you to focus your attention on that dark space behind your eyelids. Focus your awareness in that deep, dark void space. And allow yourself to feel into it. This is your blank canvas where you can create feelings, scenes, containers, where you can try things on and work with energy. It's your mind's eye, connected with your third eye, connected to your crown, and rooted down through your heart chakra and through your lower chakras. Feeling into this deep, dark space. Now start to take that deep, dark feeling and allow it to encompass your whole body. Start to feel the warmth of water surrounding you. Your whole body weightless in deep, warm, quiet waters. Allow yourself to observe the waters that you are in. Any colors, any lights, any ripples, any sensations that move through your body. And notice how easy it is to breathe under here, even with the pressure on your body and your skin. Breathing is effortless. It's easy. Sound is muted. All of your senses are softened. It is very womb-like and dark here. It's a place where you have been as you learn new ways about yourself, as you create space to birth new energies, and as you release the parts of you that are no longer aligned with the you that is here and present in this moment. In this space, in this deep watery place, allow yourself to feel your body. Feel your energy in your body. Breathing in and out. You feel so weightless here. And as you observe the space around you, things start to materialize close enough for you to see them. These are programs and thoughts. These are people, relationships, ideas. These are traumas. These are sorrows. These are ways you view yourself. These are all the old things that have gently or not so gently loosened themselves, untethered themselves from your energy as you so bravely immersed yourself in this Pisces season. Take note of what they are. Did you used to believe that you were not worthy of love? Did you believe you always had to give without receiving? Did you believe it was loving to stay in an abusive situation? Did you think you weren't smart enough to change your circumstances? Did you think you were not brave enough to close a door? Did you think you were not strong enough to speak your truth? All of these old ways of thinking, these limiting beliefs, all of these programs that have supported you, assisted you, protected you, they are all unneeded now. They're floating around you because you have felt, you have listened, you have learned, and you have chosen to support your peace and your joy and your forward momentum. As you look at these things, perhaps faces of people you have loved who you can no longer reach out and touch, fears that have kept you safe yet disconnected from experiences that you so dearly wish to have. I want you to open your arms and send them through your magical energy hands a big thank you. And let that thank you pulse outward from your body, allowing that gratitude to pulse outward and touch all of those things that used to be identifiers of you, parts of you, things you have clung to, things you have loved, things you have feared, things you have needed. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Receive a breath in. And what does it feel like to send that gratitude from your heart outward? Thank you. Thank you. And what do you keep? You keep anything you want to. You keep the good memories. You keep all of the lessons. Anything you want to. And what do you release? The burden of feeling that you need to stay in old patterns, in old situations, and in old ways of thinking. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Deep breath in. And let it go. With each thank you, those things have been pulsed further and further away from your view. You can now barely see them. They're moving away in the water. Their energy is now moving on to new things, to new adventures, to new beginnings that do not need to include you. Now, if you're ready, cast your gaze upwards because light is starting to stream down from above. And as that light touches your skin, even though you're underwater, you can feel it. It's warm and inviting. It's like the sun. And now it's on you. Start swimming upwards. Use your strong and capable body to push yourself towards that light. Feel how weightless you are. Feel how powerful your body moves upwards through that water. You're almost there. And as you get closer, the warmth becomes hot almost. You can feel it. You can start to notice that things are changing. The water's thinning. You're starting to hear sounds. Closer and closer to the surface of that water. Are you ready? Allow yourself to break upwards, to launch yourself out of that water and into the air. Take your first big breath. It is so warm here and so clear and so real. Your body now has weight, yet feels so strong. You are suspended in air and starting to feel your fingers and your toes, feeling your heart beating, 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 feeling your belly, feeling your crown chakra opening up to receive. And as your eyes adjust to this new atmosphere, this beautiful space of light and air and heat, you can hear in the distance drums. And you can feel the heat from fires. And the sky is breathtakingly gorgeous, with licks of orange and yellow and red flames and bright blue center. You are here, and this is the beginning of a brand new journey for you. You have never been more you than you are in this moment. You are rooted in a deep love for yourself. You believe you trust you, and you are ready to make choices that reflect your alignment. You are ready to feel that fire of creation, ready to embrace passion and peace and joy and new pains and new opportunities and new frustrations and new joys, all of the things that make life so colorful and interesting, the ebb and the flow, the tension and the release. You're ready for this new adventure, identifying only as you who changes as you wish, as you want, you who is unconstrained by old programs and old traumas, you who is completely embracing the present moment of creation, you who is radical in your acceptance of self, in love, in trust, and having deep faith in the massive capacity you hold to love, to give love and to receive love. You're no longer suspended in air. Feel your feet on dry land. You've made it to shore. Look down at your feet. Root them in. Feel your legs and your knees. Feel your thighs. Feel your hips. Feel the belly. Feel your strong spine. Feel your heart. Feel your arms and your hands. Feel your shoulders and your neck. Feel your face, the top of your head. All of you is here. You are complete, ready for your next adventure. Strong, unencumbered, and ready. If it feels good to you in this moment, place a hand on your heart, or two hands, whatever feels best. Feel in that heart space. And you can repeat these affirmations out loud in your head, or simply allow the vibration of my words to connect with your energy. I am sovereign. I am whole. I am free. I am loved. I am supported. I trust myself. I love myself. I trust myself. I love myself. I am here. I am ready. I am here. I am ready. Let's take a moment to feel that. Feel that beautiful heart space energy coursing through your body now. Every cell absorbing your affirmations. Every cell shimmering with anticipation of what is next. What adventures will you have? Who will you meet? What will you learn? What will you create? What will you do? How will you love yourself? How will you express that love? How will you tell your stories? How will you hear others' stories? How will you look at yourself in the mirror? How will you treat yourself? How will you look at others and how will you treat them? Feeling within that heart of yours such a deep, boundless, and endless, infinite mass of love, empathy, intuition. You are incredible. So incredible. And you are important. Receive another nice deep breath in. Let it go. And release your hands down. And just start to bring a little bit of movement to your body. Feeling your fingers and your toes. Allowing yourself to remember what room you are in. What are you sitting on? Deepening your breath back into consciousness. And really slowly, whenever you feel ready, you can open your eyes again, come back to the space. How's everybody feeling? Awesome. Well, I'm not going to keep you too long now because I want you to take these vibes and go snuggle up somewhere and enjoy. And thank you so much for showing up this evening and connecting your energies with me and with all of your friends here and on TikTok now and in the future. I can't wait to see what you get up to on the next leg of this adventure. It's going to be a wild ride, and I'm very grateful to be riding here with all of you. I will be back on Friday morning, 10 a.m. for Coffee and Magic, so I'll see you then. Sending you lots and lots of love. Good night.